Let's get salty!
Everyone, Zeddy here again today with a brand new video, and Blizzard has responded to the absolute outrage over the recent change to weekly quests in Hearthstone that saw the requirements on them triple and the XP gained off of them only 20%. We're gonna go over the statement and why I don't really think it's that great. It just doesn't look very good, and I'm gonna go through the Reddit backlash that continues, and also a PC Gamer article, a major publication absolutely destroying Blizzard, like just tearing them to shreds, and it just puts it better than I could put it in words, how I've been feeling about everything, and how it's either like straight up incompetence or straight up greed, and which is worse. Like it's just a really crappy situation that has just really put a black eye again on Blizzard, which how many times are they gonna do this now? But anyways, if you enjoy the content on the channel, I feel like I've earned your subscription, please hit that sub button down below, give the video a like, it helps out a lot. Normally 2 days after a patch, I do a day one decks video. I will have it out later today, but I'm pretty sure we wanna talk about this today and probably first, so let's get into it. The update on weekly quests, less than 48 hours after they made this change, which was basically unannounced. It was buried in the patch notes with no real specifics. The only thing I said is they're probably going to screw us, and hey, we got a blog post talking about how they screwed us. So here we go. Yesterday, patch 29.2 went live with some changes to weekly quests, making them harder to complete but grant more XP. We had seen that many players routinely completed their weekly quests throughout their regular play without even really engaging with the weekly quest system. I don't understand. If people are consistently completing their weekly quests, isn't that a good thing? That means they're logging in every week and playing. Isn't that what it's there for? What they're really saying is, I guess we're just not sticking around and playing enough. I've heard arguments of like, well, you're not really building your deck specifically to complete these, right? The miniatures, you want to play 60 of them. Like, it's just weird language, which they're just trying to not say that they just want us to play more. They're trying to suck us in more. That's my feeling. It's just oddly put. Our aim with the adjustments was to give all our players goals to play towards and to reward our most engaged players who would likely still complete the weekly quests without too much difficulty for their commitment to the game. I feel like don't punish, the free-to-play players for my sake. I'm good. Especially, like I like the extra XP, but how about just do it in any other fashion? How about rewarding me for collecting all the cards in the set and giving me a diamond card? How about that? Oh, they took that away. How about letting me play Twist every season? Oh, we can't do that. How about letting me play duels? Oh, we removed that. There's things you can do to engage players. And I even said on Twitter today, why not have unique season end rewards for each ladder so you engage people to play those modes too? No, we've never done that. Anyways, we've heard your feedback, and it's clear that we pushed too far. Admitting a mistake is nice. That is super rare. It rarely ever happens. There's no apology, but they admit their mistake. We want to reward players for their additional efforts, not make those rewards outside of their reach. That's why we're putting together an unscheduled hotfix patch, scaling most of the weekly quest requirements back down to a number between what they were before and what they are now. Well, that's great. That's very vague. We'll keep of course, we'll keep the additional XP where it is. We don't want to give you any more of that. No, we don't want to do that. We'll have more information on the timing of this unscheduled hotfix soon, but will be in addition to our first scheduled hotfix that is already planned. I'll just show they tweeted this out, this was the original post. They changed it like within a minute or two. Like I saw this on my stream and we tweeted this. They said that they had a hotfix scheduled for Friday and that it would go with that, and then they changed it. So we don't actually know when it's coming, although they were hoping for Friday. Deck Tech said Friday is still on the table if we can, but we cut that from the copy. Timing is still ASAP though, so kind of weird, but whatever. It's coming soon, the change. There might be some weird effects of the scaling down of quest requirements. When you log in, for instance, you might see a weekly quest over 100% completion. If that happens, it should get cleared up after you play a game and progress that particular quest once more. Thanks for your feedback on this update. We look forward to hearing how the changes feel after this adjustment. So we really don't know anything, other than they're going to make it easier to complete the quests and we're going to get the same XP that's already there. That's literally all we know. It looks really bad because they're being vague. They're still tiptoeing around it. I wonder if they even know themselves what they're going to put that number at. I think the only acceptable number is less than double what we already started with, right? Like 5 wins on ladder should be 7 or 8. And like 10, I don't even think would be great, but it's got to be close to 20% more XP, right? It should scale like that. If they're giving 20% more XP, require 20% more time in the game. Or like I saw on Reddit, which I thought was very well put and I thought would be a great solution. Like, it's great to do this, is do tiered rewards. Again, I'll move down here. I'll be down here, okay? We do tiered rewards where the first one, you get that big 3,000 for 5 wins. And then if you want to reward the people that stick around, they get a bit more for 5 more wins and a bit more for 5 more wins. How nice would that be? You got the casual player in there, the free-to-play player there, and then you got the diehard to get a little bit more. Or if that free-to-play player wants to grind for a bit more XP, they can. Like, that's the way it should work if you really want to do something like they're saying. It just doesn't feel that way, right? And I don't know. Again, well, it's really hard to evaluate until it comes out. Literally impossible. I'm glad that they've responded so quickly, but it is also just kind of expected. The Hearthstone subreddit Reddit here is like, to the surprise of nobody, Blizzard's bringing back the quest requirements down to a number between what they were and then and now, and it's just like, it's kind of what you expect. It's the as it said here, the door in the face. You start off by slamming the door in someone's face with something they're gonna hate, which was like the original battle pass that did the same thing. Then you come back with what you actually wanted, and then the person is now more willing to accept it than you had starting off with that offer. Gaming companies do this all the time. Examples like Nexus events in Marvel Snap was like a really pay-to-win gotcha thing. They apologized, so we'll just focus on cosmetics in our season pass, and then they introduce Series 5 cards and Series 4 cards, and the economy of it's literally the same. It's just coded differently, right? That's what these guys do, and it's hard to believe they didn't see this coming, because let's go over the PC Gamer article, which again sums it up pretty well. This is written by Tim Clark, who I have been followed on Twitter for like years. I know he plays Hearthstone. He's very involved in the scene. PC Gamer, very reputable publication. They've had friggin' card reveals from Hearthstone plenty of times. Put out this article saying, I'm so sick of games that shoot themselves in the foot just to boost phony player engagement numbers. Someone please take the shotgun away from in-game economy designers who are ruining the goodwill built up by the rest of the team. And that's exactly what we're seeing here, is even if they come back and it's a pretty good compromise, it's just gonna it's just gonna be a lack of trust again. There's gonna be people that already left. I know there's people that have already left, are just turned off by this. There's people that will just leave entirely. And if the whole point of this is to get player engagement, why are you pissing people off to leave? Doesn't that, again, not work? Does not make sense? I'll link this article below. He did respond to the Blizzard response of it. Again, kind of the jaded stuff, happy about, responses and all of that. But this is the original article, which, again, I really did want to share. I recorded a video like this earlier today. I was not expecting an announcement so soon, and I really went into this article, so I do want to share it, where basically this was the article you didn't want to write today. You want to tell everyone about how fun the new duos mode is, which is crazy. It's a fun mode, and it's completely free to play, accessible. It's not monetized at all. It's just a fun mode to play, and no one's talking about it because of this garbage. So that just, you imagine how you feel as a dev doing that, putting all that work together and nobody gives a shit because of this bad behavior. It's just crazy. But he said, yeah, that basically with the update, there's a big fury over all this stuff because of the changes that we got going on. He kind of describes all of that, describes how, they hid it in the patch notes, and basically the Reddit outrage, the math isn't mathing, where they show, 60, you got to play 60 miniaturized cards to get 2250 XP, play 8 to get 1,000. It just doesn't make any sense whatsoever. And they go on with, of course, almost everyone reading this will be familiar with games that use predatory designs in order to keep players logged in, whether that to be juice those all important daily average user user numbers so beloved of shareholders, or just in the hope that you might crack and drop some dollars in a microtransaction store. But I would say rarely are these things so nakedly egregious. Anyone with a basic command of how numbers work will see immediately that players are being told to grind 3 times as hard for a fraction of the return. No wonder they're pissed. And that's like my big problem with this. It's so freaking obvious. Like, nobody could possibly have not seen this coming, which makes the quick response, and we're gonna make it better, just so much less genuine, so much less impactful, to the point where like it's so freaking obvious. And he says, what I find really unfortunate is that I cannot believe voices on the team weren't raised against this, but those people either aren't being listened to or being drowned out by upper management and the bean counters who work on the economy team, whose job is not to ensure you have fun, but to keep you on the hamster wheel. Typing that feels almost preposterously obvious, but I'm a live service game veteran with many thousands of hours logged, so I know how this stuff works, and that's why companies do it, but that doesn't mean we have to accept it, and increasingly I don't. And I'll put it as a last, my theory on all this is they're just pushing it harder and harder since the Microsoft transaction or acquisition. It's only gotten worse. Once the Microsoft sale went, it's been getting more aggressive. We had the pre-order early access cards, right? The corridor sleepers. My firm belief, I don't have confirmation of this whatsoever, but my firm belief is the devs intentionally picked a crappy card because they were pissed off about the whole thing, because they don't want this, you know, early access pay to win shit. But the higher ups, the bean counters, whatever you want to call them, told them, we're trying this and you guys need to get a card there. So they picked a card, which I theorize will get buffed. I don't even think that's the original version of that card. No other card is this bad, seemingly on purpose, like Lab Patron or something. Like, it just feels like they're fighting within. The devs are almost fighting against these just seem incompetent. The people that are putting together the monetization of the game are trying to just poke every little thing, take every little advantage, and now just trying the dirtiest trick in the book. Put a horrible system in place, apologize for it, put a slightly better one in it, look good, they shut up. We'll have to see. We'll have to see what the next change is. If it's actually good, it's just 20% more with our 20% XP. It's fine, but I have a feeling it's not going to be that great. But hopefully, I really hope I'm wrong, but I got to put that out there. So there you go. There's the update that's not being received incredibly well. I'll keep you guys posted the second they update the system, and if there's any compensation or what's going on, I'll let you know. And yeah, stay tuned later today. We'll talk about actual Hearthstone with some super fun decks to play in Standard and Wild if you want to climb. Anyways, if you enjoyed the video, please like and subscribe. Have a great day and stay salty, my friends.